Hi, boys and girls. Today, I am so excited because we are going to officially kick off this next unit of writing. And you've been doing a ton of kind of gathering some background information about Native Americans. And I know from teaching fourth grade that you spent some good time in fourth grade also studying Native Americans, specific Native Americans to Colorado, whereas now we're looking at the United States as a whole. But I know you already know a lot about Colorado Native Americans. And I know you did that fourth grade project where you got to show what you knew about those Native Americans. This year, we're going to continue on and we're going to really teach people about Native Americans, only this time it doesn't have to be specific to Colorado. Now, my first question for you is, has anyone ever asked you that question of if there was a fire in your house and you could only grab a few things, what would you grab? I know I've been asked this question before. And now the native settlers and the early people of the United States who had to travel by foot, they had to ask themselves the same thing quite frequently, right? Because they would get up and move a lot. So you couldn't have as much stuff as we can now when we settle and we're in our homes. Now, as writers, we're going to have to ask ourselves the same thing. The Native Americans of the United States is a huge topic. Too big, in fact, for us to write a paper on. It's too big. So we're going to have to, as writers, think about the things we know and think about how to kind of hone in that topic onto the pieces that we're going to focus on. Now, right now, I want you to pause this video and I want you to go into your Jamboard. I'm going to show you this just a second. I want you to go into a Jamboard and do the work that I'm about to show you here. So if you go into your Jamboard, the first thing I want you to do is to just simply write down all of the things you know about Native Americans, each one on its own sticky. So for example, I know about the Pueblo tribe, right? There's one thing I know. I know, let me see. I know that some of them lived in teepees. I know that there is a big Pueblo home in Colorado, Mesa Verde, right? That people love to visit. Now, I know there's probably a ton more than just these that you know, but right now, pause this video and I want you to just come up with as many things as you can that you know about Native Americans and just list them all on a page. Pause the video here and do this work. Now, hopefully at this point, you have a ton of Post-its like I do here too, maybe even a few more than me. Now, I want to pause you here and really think that there is a lot more that we can do to prep for this than just start writing everything we know about Native Americans. And we need to kind of be able to do this just in the same way that the Native tribes didn't just randomly grab everything and go. They had a way that they organized their things, organized their stuff, so that way they could make easy transitions. And that's what we're going to be working on today too, is making sure that as researchers, we know that organizing what we are bringing with us to our writing is a super important first step. And when things are organized, it's a whole lot easier to carry that with me, right? I know when I take trips, when I organize my suitcase, it is so much easier for me to go through that once I arrive somewhere. Our writing is going to be the same. This organization step is super, super important. Now, to do this, the next thing I want us to do is try to sort our Post-it notes. And we're going to sort them into essentially what we're going to have as our categories or our chapters. So I want you to end up with, I would say, 2 or 3 categories about Native Americans after sorting these. And you might find some Post-it notes don't necessarily fit, and we might get rid of some of those. But I'm going to do this work right now to try to sort. So here I have the Pueblo tribe. Teepees long. Oh, I'm seeing a pattern right here. Right here I have longhouses, teepees, wigwams, Pueblo homes. Are you noticing what I'm seeing here? Absolutely right. It is this kind of section I'm just going to keep these together. I'm going to get a text box here. This section I'm going to refer to as types of homes, right? And I could almost have a category on the different types of homes that Native Americans would have lived in. Now let's see, buffalo, canoes, and using the land. I'm almost seeing a pattern here of gathering food and the different tools that were maybe used. So I'm going to label this section of food. I'm going to even say ways, ways they got food. And then this section on tools. And I know that they used the buffalo hide, canoes were important, and different ways that they used the land to create their tools. So here I have 3 sections. The Pueblo tribe didn't really fit in. Now, maybe if I knew more tribes, I would have a section where I kind of focused in on the different tribes and did a little bit of compare and contrast work there. I'm not really finding that fitting in with what I'm saying here, but I'm noticing that I have some subtopics. By the end of today, this is the work I want you to do. I want you to be able to organize your Post-its, organize those Post-its into some headings. 2 or 3. You might find, like mine, you might have some stick-its that don't really fit anywhere. That's okay. But by the end of today, I want yours Jamboard to look similar to this, organized into a couple of areas that you can really focus in on Native Americans. Go ahead.